The final stages of World War II, the collapse of Nazi Germany, and the cost of ideology. As we stand on the precipice of history, reflecting on the final stages of World War II, we confront not only the demise of a regime that sowed unparalleled destruction, but also the moral reckoning that followed. The collapse of Nazi Germany, the atrocities of the Holocaust, and the global fallout from Adolf Hitler's reign force us to examine the lengths to which a totalitarian ideology can destroy lives, shape economies, and alter the very fabric of humanity. This chapter in history remains an enduring reminder of the human cost of unchecked hate, the consequences of oppressive ideologies, and the vital need for justice and accountability in all facets of governance. When Adolf Hitler ascended to power in 1933, Germany was entrenched in the depths of the Great Depression. Amidst widespread unemployment and economic despair, Hitler's government enacted policies aimed at revitalizing the nation. Public works programs like the construction of the Autobahn helped reduce unemployment and modernize the country's infrastructure, while rearmament efforts bolstered military production and created jobs. Hitler's vision of autarky sought economic self-sufficiency, distancing Germany from foreign influence and preparing the country for future war. Despite these temporary economic improvements, the human cost of Hitler's regime was staggering. The Holocaust, a systematic campaign to exterminate Jews, Romani people, disabled individuals, and other undesirables, represented the darkest side of his economic ambitions. Millions perished in concentration and extermination camps, where they were subjected to horrific conditions in a grotesque display of racial purity. The infrastructure built by the Nazi regime, while modernizing the country, was also linked to a genocidal ideology that would leave scars on humanity that would never heal. As the war neared its conclusion, the Battle of Berlin in April 1945 became one of the final confrontations in the European theater. The Soviet Union's forces seized the German capital, while the Allies advanced from the west. By May 2, 1945, Berlin fell, and on May 8, Nazi Germany surrendered, marking VE Day. Hitler's suicide on April 30, 1945, signaled the end of the Nazi regime, but it did not erase the deep wounds left in its wake. The defeat of Nazi Germany was both a military victory and a moral reckoning for the world. Winston Churchill's leadership played an instrumental role in the defeat of the Axis powers. His ability to rally British resistance during the darkest days of the war, especially during the Battle of Britain and the Blitz, was crucial in sustaining the Allied fight. Churchill's unwavering stance against Nazi aggression helped solidify the coalition that ultimately brought down Hitler's regime. After the war, the Nuremberg trials sought justice for the war crimes committed by Nazi leaders, including crimes against humanity. These trials marked a pivotal moment in the development of international law, affirming the principle that leaders and individuals could be held accountable for their actions, regardless of political or military status. The post-war world witnessed the establishment of the United Nations, aimed at preventing such atrocities from ever occurring again, and the creation of the State of Israel, providing a homeland for Jewish survivors of the Holocaust. But the aftermath of the war reminded the world of the immense human suffering caused by totalitarianism, war, and hatred. While Nazi Germany fell, the repercussions of its rise to power would echo through history, urging future generations to remember and reflect on the lessons learned. Reflection questions. How do we ensure that the horrors of the Holocaust and World War II are never forgotten or repeated? In what ways do economic policies, even those that seem beneficial, become morally compromised when tied to violent, oppressive ideologies? What lessons can be learned from the fall of Nazi Germany in terms of holding leaders accountable for crimes against humanity? How can we actively contribute to the creation of a more just and compassionate world, free from the ideologies that fueled the atrocities of the Nazi regime? Cosmocrat. Transcend infinity and beyond.